Good everyone, my name is Graphics. If you look at the right hand side of the screen, you see two views of a given figure that is drawn in third angle projection because of this symbol you see here, and we are told to assemble these two views in isometric projection. So the first thing you have to do when you hear the word isometric projection is for you to draw your isometric axis, like you draw your vertical line, right, representing your y-axis. You will draw the horizontal line that is inclined at 30 degree and also inclined at what? At 30 degree to the horizontal. Hope you can see that. Let me still extend this more. Now, if the figure is so big and you feel like it's too big, you can also reduce the dimension if you want to. That is whatever you're using, you divide by 2. But here I will use the full scale. Is that taken? Now, the next thing you need to look for is the entire height. Now, you get the entire height from the elevation. The elevation is always under the plan in third angle projection. So that means it will be 95 plus distance from here to here is the radius, and that's given as what? That's given as 32 because of the diameter of this circle is what? 64. So when you do that, you'll be having 127 as the what? As the height. So I'll take my meter rule and I'm going to measure 100 and what? 127 from this point here. So if I should do that from 0 to this point here, it is 120, 121, 125, 26, and 127 here. All together. Now the next thing is the length here, right? The width here because it is facing this side here because of the way it is positioned. So we say that the entire length here will be the radius of this arc here is 20, and we have two of it, which is here and here. So meaning we have 40 now plus 128. So we are going to be having 148. Is that okay now? So I'm going to measure 148 on this axis here. So I can easily take this meter rule here, since it is not starting from 0, can just come from here and I'll measure 148. So we have 0, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 148 should be somewhere around here. Are we there? So the next thing is the entire width here will be the same as this point here. Is that taken? It will be what? The same as this point here. So I'll simply just measure the same thing I measured here, I'll measure it here, right? So because of, I'll just take my meter, my compass, place it at this end here. I'll take it here. Can you see that? And I'll move it to this point and I'll mark. This is the other point it is meeting here. Are we there? So I'm going to now project this point upward using the help of my set square. So if I should do that, this will go up, and I'll come here too. It will go up. Have you seen that? So the highest point here, I'm going to close it up in this way, and I'll close it up too in this way, and I'll come here too. I'll close it up too in this way, And I'll close it up too in this way. Hope you can see what I am drawing. So I can easily just bring it down a little bit to get an insight of what we're doing. Hope you can see that. Now aside that, the next thing that we should be doing here is to draw this top you see here. We'll focus from the um top here, right? And look at what we have on the top. We have a cylinder that has a length of 58. So the first thing we'll have to do is to get the center of this shape here. How do you get it? Just join diagonals. So if I should place it this way to this end, and just draw this way, just join the diagonals like this. Can you see that? And if I join this to this point here, hope you can see what I'm about to portray to this end here. This is their center here. Are we there? So I'll take my instrument and I'll pass it through that center like this. And also through that center like this. Hope you can see what I've done. So what I'm focusing on in this point here, center O. Now the figure, like I said, is facing this manner. So I would like to take it down a little bit so you see what I'm talking about. So if you move there, we have the thickness of this figure to be 58 from this end to this end. It's going to be what, 58. So I'll take half of 58, which will be 29. Right, take each of it to be 29, we divide it by 2. So from 0 to 29 here. And I'll place it at this point. And I'm going to mark 29 here. And what? 29 here. Can you see that? And I'll take my instrument and I'll draw a vertical line across the 2 points. This point, like this, and this point, like this. Can you see that? Now the next thing is the diameter of that circle there, which is given to be what? 64. So you're going to take 32 millimeter each. Since you're dealing with the diameter, you take half of it. And if I should measure the diameter from 0 to 32 here, can you see that? I'll place it at the center point here, this point here. I'll mark 32 at the junction. And I'll come here also and mark 32 at the junction. Hope you can see that. Then I'll draw it down, straight down, like this. I'll draw it down, straight down this way. Then I'll come here, let me take it more down. Then I'll come here too, I'll do the same thing here too. Can you see that? Let me take it down a bit more. This way. Right? And I can easily close here up. And I can easily close here up. Is that the key? Then I can bring it down too. And I can bring it down too. Now, with this 58 I measured from here to here, can you see that? I can just take it down and mark here. I just only need 1 point. You can mark from here to here and here to here, but since I'm using my instrument, I can easily just transfer those points. So this is this from here to this point, and this one too, we have it here too. I'll just mark here this way, and do this too this way, then I can easily close it up. Hope you can see that. So what I'm actually focusing on is point 1, point 2, point 3, 4, 5, and 6. That box there. That's what I'm focusing on. So let me just take this down a little bit. So what I have there, I will just join the diagonals. Since there's a circle here, just join from 5 to 1, and also join from 4 to 2. I have my reason. Alright. Now if you look closely, there's a kind of a web that's connecting these 2 points here from here to here, and that is 20 millimeter. So what I'll just do is I'll take 10 millimeter each. See what I'm about to do? From 0 to 10, right? And I'll place it at this point here. I'll mark 10 here and also mark 10 here. So I'll just take it inward from this point that I marked. From this point, I'll just mark here. And from this point, I'll mark here. Then I'll bring it down to faint line. See what I'm about to do now. From here, straight line. From here to, I'll bring it faint line. From here, I'll bring it faint line to out together. Now, we've gotten all the points we need. So what I need again is this point. Just pay attention. A, B, C, D, E, and what? F. So also join diagonal. Join from E to A. Join from F to B. So this is what I want to do here. Now another important aspect is to get the center. We know this is the center here. Because when you join this diagonal to this point here, right, they're meeting here. So that is the center. So I'll just draw my vertical line across the center there. Like this and like this. What I need here is just this. Remember, using ordinate method to draw the circle, you connect from this point to this point here, and you connect from this point to this point here. So where they are intersecting the diagonal, let me call it your point P and what? Q. So let me draw out my circle from that point. So if I should take my compass, right, and I place it at this point here, I'll take it here, then I'll draw this arc you can see here. Can you see that? I'll place it here also. I'll connect from this point to this end here. So let me just take it there. Hope you can see that. This way. Hope you can see that. And when I place it here, I'll have here too. Can you see that? And when I place it here, I'll have here too. Can you see that? So let me take it out. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So we've gotten this out, which is the outer circle. And we can do an inner one also, inner circle. But before that, let's transfer this point to the other part of the circle. So we need to construct a circle at each of those points there. So see what I want to do here. I'll take my set square, place it on my T square, take it to point P. This point I need it. mark it on all the diagonals. Come to other points here also. Here, you mark it on all the diagonals. Sort of repeating the same process in everything, right? Now remember that I used this point here to get this arc here. Can you see that? So I will use this other point here at C to get the next arc here. Hope you can see that. We use this point to get this, so I'll use the other point at C to get this arc here. Just faint line first. Then go to D, you do the same thing too, get the same thing too. Hope you are seeing that. Then you come to the next one here, here, to get the last one here. Right? Now the same thing, I'll come to this point here. Since I use this to get all these points here, I'll come to this last point here to use this to get all these points here. So I'll just stop here. So that I'll just connect this end to this end here. Right? I'll come here I use this to get this arc here. So I'll come to here to get this arc here. Both were together, we'll use this to get this. Then I'll come here to use this to get this. So I'll now connect these two together. Let's connect this first from this point, front line to this point, right? So let me complete this here. Hope you can see that. So I'll taking out all these points you see here. So if I'm taking it out, this is what I will be having. Now we'll come back to these two arc here. Remember, just mark these 2 points here. Let's call it P, Q, R, and S. We'll come back to it, please. So let's move forward. Now there's a circle in between here, and the circle has a diameter of 38. So you use half of it, which is will be um that will be 19 plus 19 will give us 38. So I'm going to measure 38 on my meter rule from 0 to 38, right? And I'll place it here. So take 19, 0 to 19. Can you see that? And I'll place it here. I'll mark 19 up, 19 to the left, right? 19 down, 19 to the right. Just that way. Then I'll use my instrument to draw a box out of it this way. Right? Is what I've done. So you just take from this end and you connect it to this end, and you take from this end and you connect it to this end. Within that box you constructed, this box here. So this is where they are meeting. So you do the same thing and you draw a circle there. So you take your instrument, place it here to this end so that you get a circle. Hope you can see that this way. come to this end, you do the same thing here. Come to this end, you do the same thing here. Come to this end, you do the same thing here. Hope you can see that. So I can easily taking it out. Hope you can see that. So we've done the circle inside, which you can see here. Circle is going through, so it's going to that end. So after that, we'll come back to this. And let's focus on the base here, from here to here, which will be somewhere around from here to here, and that's given to be what? 32. So I am going to measure 32 from this base here, from 0, 32 here, right? So if you don't have your instrument, you can easily measure 32 here in all angle. But we'll call up my instrument. I will use my set square and my T square working together. When I place it this way on my T square, I'll connect from here to here. I'll turn it this way too, and I'll connect from here to here. I'll do the same thing here too, connect from here to this point here, and also from here to this point here. Now where this line meets is at this point here. So we're coming back. Now aside that, look at what I want to do. Is that taken? If I've projected that, I want to get the center of this figure here. It's somewhere around here, right? And I'll bring the center, what center, this center, I will trace it down, because that is also the center of this figure here. Can you see that? So if I should project this to this end here, it is meeting here, meaning that we know the thickness I measured earlier from here to here is 20, which is what you see here. So I'll take 10 millimeter each, right? In order to get that what? To get that 20. So from this center, I'll just measure it on your meter rule to save you more time. 0 to 10. So if I place it here, I'll mark 10 and I'll also mark 10. So this is where we are focusing on, right? So after you've done that, just pay attention and see what I want to do. There's a curve that is connecting from here to here, to this point. Similarly, I'll do that simultaneously. If I come here to, I'll mark here. Just pay attention, mark this point, and also I'll mark here. I transfer the point from here to that point. I don't roll a line, so I'm focusing on these 2 points, right? Now see what I want to do. If for me to get this curve here, what I will simply do is this. I will redraw, looking from this direction, I will redraw it here. So let's do that and see. So I will draw a straight line here at this point. See what I'm about to do? All good? And I'm going to measure the length of this figure here. Let's see. If I take my compass, we know that this is the center of the figure here. So from here to here will be from here to somewhere around here. Let me just look for something good. Okay, let me take it back. So look from somewhere to around here. Can you see that? So if I place it here this way, or let me just take it back a little bit. So if I should mark here, and I'll mark here. See what I want to do? So this is a 2 point here we have. All together. and I'm going to project it upward a little bit and a little bit. And the height will be the same height that you have here, 32. And I'll place it here and I'm going to mark 32, which I am going to close up. Hope you can see that. Now we know very well that to get the center of this figure, I can just join the diagonals this way. That is this one here to this point here, and join these diagonals from here to this point. This is the center of the figure here. So I'll take it up in this fashion. Now, to get to the center of the circle, is from here to here, that is what? 95. Are we there? So I'm going to measure 95 from the base here. 0 to 95. So that is where 95 is. So I'll just do this way. Right? Let me take this up a little bit. And the diameter of the circle is given to be 32. I'll just take this from here. This is diameter, the radius of the circle. Diameter is 64, radius is 32. And I'll place it at the center point here. Right? And I'm going to draw a circle. That's what I actually need. Now there's an arc connecting these 2 points here. So there are two ways that you use the principle of tangency to draw the arc. First of all, the arc is external. If I put my circle here, realize that this circle is external to this arc here. So what are you going to do? You are going to add. So if I am adding, I'll be adding radius of 32 plus what? 32 plus 88, that will give us 120. And I'm going to measure 120 on my meter rule. 0 to 120. Can you see that? And I'll place it at the center here. And I'll strike an arc. Then the other one will just have 88 meeting at this point. We want me to meet at this point, so 88. 0 to 88 is around here. Right? And I'll place it at this point. I'll strike an arc. So where they meet at this point here. Where they intersect. I'll now take my compass to this point where I can connect it here. Where I can actually what? Connect it here. So that is what I need to get this my curve here. So look at how you're going to apply it. So if I should take my instrument, I will draw a vertical line upward this way from this point. Right? And I'll choose any point. I can easily choose here. Just draw a straight line at this point here. So I have 3 points, point 1, point 2, and point 3. So we already have point 1. Remember that point I measured here, that on that arc. And we have another here, which is point 2 altogether. That is my point 3 here. Let me change it to 3. Here's what? 1. Then 2 is somewhere around here. So what I will do to get the 2 is, at this point here, I'll just draw a vertical line upward this way. I'll do it to both sides. I'll come here to do the same thing here. I'm doing them simultaneously. Hope you can see that. Now, if I take my compass from here, point 1 to this point, 2, 1.1 to this point, 2, here also to this point here also to this point here also to this point. Since they are the same, the thickness here on the planching, there's a thickness there, right? Then at that point, I'm going to draw a line this way, a line this way, a line this way, and maybe this way. See what I'm about to do? Then remember this where the line of point 2 is. I now place it here and I'll take it to where 2 is. Then I'll come here, apply a mark. I'll come here, I'll also mark. I'll come here, I'll mark. I'll come here, I'll also mark. So let me use my mark this point here. So I'll now use my French curve and connect those points together. So if I put it this way, like this, for 1, straight through 2 to get 3, to be tangential to that arc you have here. Remember there's the arc I drew earlier. Can you see that? I'm going to join these points like this. Can you see that? I'll come here too, I'll do the same thing. Come here, the arc. Hope you can see that. Right? Oh, sorry, this is the arc here. I need to remove this again. Hope you can see that. So we're going to do the same thing here. Right? So I can easily just come to this point and complete that guy here. So I use this arc here. I can easily get this curve here. So I'll just take my compass, my French curve. Remember that this is the point here, and I'll connect it to this arc here, the 3 of them. Look at what I'm doing. So I'll just move from here, move from here to this point. Stop there. And the other one too is very small. Take my instrument from the other one too here, which is this, and I'll just connect this here this way. So once I take that point, which is this point here, and this line that I marked, and I'll connect it to this other guy here, and straight to this point. This point here, sorry. If you project this is where it is here. So I'll just take this with you. These 3 points. So now we've brought this guy out. I can now take this inward this way from here. From this point, this will come to touch here. Then from this point, this will go straight to touch here. Out there. Then I can easily, with that line you see, can just draw. You see there's a hidden line here, right? You know that there's a straight line going in like this from this end, straight down to this end, right? And I'll close here up. But before I close it, there's a fillet here. Can you see that? Call it a fillet. And that's the radius of what? 20, as you can see. So my meter rule, I'll just measure 20 from 0 to 20, and I'll place it here. I'll mark 20. I'll also mark another 20. I'll come here, mark 20. I'll also mark another 20. I'll come here, mark 20, 20. I'll also mark here another 20 and what? 20. So if I bring it out, it will form a box. Is that the key? So let's bring out that box out like this. So where this arc and this meet, where they meet here, can you see? I'll just take my compass, place it here to this point, and I'll get my fillet. Can you see that? I'll get what? My fillet. So I'll come here too. I can do the same thing here too. But before that, let me come here. So this box here too, I'll close it up, and I'll close here up too. So what's important is I'm going to join the diagonals. Can you see that? So if I should move from this end, the next end here, where it meets here, will be the point I need for my what? My fillet. So I'll just connect from here to here. Can you see that? So I'll do the same thing at the base too. So what is there is I'll just transfer those points, just like what I've been doing. Transfer it downward. Well, let's finish the top. So you know that if I should connect this diagonal from here to here, can you see? This is this. I'll just connect it this way. Then take my compass. From here, it gives me this. I'll come here. I'll mark this. Then I'll come here. Then I'll close it up. Hope you're getting what I am doing. Saving us the stress of having too many lines. So I can just connect from this point straight down to this point. And also from this point here. Can you see that? And also from this point straight down here, right? And also from this point straight down here. Can you see that? And I can easily taking this out. I can just try and use my hand or use a French curve. And also, so we've done the top here. I'll go to the bottom here. So you can just do the same thing, right? I'll just take this down, see what I want to do, depending on you. Then I'll take this to this point here. To where this line and this line meets, will give me the point I need to actually draw out this. Give me the point I need to actually what? Draw this. So I'll come here too. I will draw a straight line from here this way. Can you see that? Not completely, just a little and a little. Taking reference between those 2 points, the diagonals. Then when I just transfer those points down here, I need this point. I'll come here too, transfer it down here, I need this point. So with the help of my compass, I'll place it here. I can just bring it straight down first. Stop here. I'll bring this down too. I'll stop here. Then I'll just take um, this from here and this from here. Right? And I can easily close it up and also close it up. Right? And I can easily take in here. Use a French curve. A French curve. A French curve. Can you see that? Now aside that, there is a circle here, here, and here. So what we just do is to get that circle and just do what I'm about to do here. This and this. Then we have this, this, those points you measured earlier. This, where they intersect, draw a line across. And you can close it up if you want to. So I can just measure from this point to this point. Give me back this. Remember what I'm doing here is what I did earlier here. So I'm just transferring it in every point there. So we need that curve there and the radius there is diameter going to be what? 20. So I'll be using 10 millimeter each. So if I use 10 millimeter each here, I'll just measure 10 millimeter on my meter rule this way. So from 0 to 10, and I'll place it here. I'm going to mark 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and 10 here. I'll also come here too and mark 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and what? 10 here. I'll come here too, I'll mark 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and what? 10 here. So this is going to be from this point. Draw your line across each of those points there. You need to form a box To draw your circle successfully, you have to draw your boxes. That is where you can inscribe your ellipse. Mhm. Is that? So what I have here, I can just do the same thing I've been doing all along. And I've used my hand, but let me just use my instrument for the benefit of the viewers. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel, and also don't forget to share. This is where they are all meeting, and that is where you place your compass, right? So if I take my compass, come from here, place it here, and I'll get this. I'll come here too, I can do the same thing. Come here also, I'll do the same thing. Right? I'll turn it here too. I'll close it up. I'll come here too. I'll close it up. I'll come here too. I'll close it up. Like that. And I'll place it here. I'll close it up. Like I'm taking them out this way. So this is what we have successfully reproduced. What is displayed at the right hand side of the screen. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.